Last night was not only the opening of the Mario Brothers, because we went to go see it at midnight last night, but it's also the new episode of The Mandalorian. A Mandalorian show that I've got to say is kind of hanging in the balance for me as far as this season goes. I love season 1. I love season 2. Season 3 for me, after 5 episodes, is kind of like, this season could go either way. There's some stuff I really, really like in it. There's some stuff that looks, I'll say it, amateurish at best. So we go into episode 6, the third last episode of the season. Because finally, at the end of episode 5, they introduced what we all thought was going to be the main storyline of this season. The retaking of Mandalore. Finally. I literally said that out loud when I was watching episode 5. When they finally said we would retake Mandalore, I'm like, finally. Only took you more than half the season to get to it. So here I am, sitting down after watching Mario, turning on Mandalorian, saying, now we're going to get some retaking Mandalore action. Now we're going to get Moff Gideon back. All this good stuff is going to happen. And instead, I got a robot carrying a card to a nightclub. That's what I got. Oh, by the way, I should give you guys a little bit of warning. Screw it. We're going to talk about this episode I'm going to give some spoiler details about this episode so we can talk about it. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers for The Mandalorian, last night's episode, go ahead and hit mute for now until we come back, or, even turn away from your computer screen until we come back.
Turn away.
Until we come back. But what the hell? What the hell was that? Wait a second. So you've hijacked what should be the story, retaking Mandalore, that took you to the end of episode 5 to even acknowledge. And what are we going to start with? Okay, well, I'm going to go talk to the Mandalorians. It's vitally important. Great. What, you want me to go solve crime first on your planet before I go over there and talk to my people? Sure, okay. I'll go solve crime. Because I'm Ruff McGruff, the crime dog. What the hell was the name of that dog, by the way?
Oh, McGruff? It was McGruff.
It was McGruff? Yeah. McGruff. I'm McGruff, the crime dog. Woof, woof. And away they go to investigate this big crime. And I kid you not, for those of you who have not seen it, the breaking of the case came when they shot down a battle droid, and upon inspecting the body of the battle droid, they found the card to a local droid nightclub.
That's amazing.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Who knew when we were watching the prequels as the battle droids were marching into battle, they all had wallets in their back pocket. I mean, I was telling Taylor this morning. I literally had to stop the show, and I said to myself, there it is. And I said to myself, I must have missed something. And I rewound it about a minute or 2 minutes and played through. It's like, nope. She literally just searched the body of a battle droid and found a nightclub card. And of course, they go to the nightclub where the bartender tells them everything. I mean, it's just so bad. And I'm watching this and I'm like, why are we not talking about Mandalore? This is the third last episode of the season. What are we doing? What are we doing here? And then the cameos. One of the big problems, I've talked about this before, one of my big problems with Mandalorian, even in the seasons that I love, like season 1, season 2, even in the seasons that I totally love, one of the things that drives me nuts a bit about Mandalorian is, look everybody, whether it's going back to Tatooine or the bar or whatever character, but also kind of, remember when Stephen Root made his cameo appearance in Book of Boba Fett? Like, even then, I was like, that just felt out of place. All of a sudden, Jack Black and Lizzo are there, and Doc Brown? Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, look, all credit where it's due. Jack Black looks magnificent there. And I gotta say, Lizzo looks like a Star Wars queen. She does. So, I mean, I will give it that. But I mean, it's like you just instantly completely pulled out of the show with like, oh, here's some monster cameos, just boom, boom, boom. And look, I know this is going to be misinterpreted. I know, but look, I'm just going to say what it is. Lizzo is a magnificent musical force. And I did not know until last night that she can't act. That was rough. that was a little bit rough. And listen, I love Jack Black. I'm not sure Jack Black's performance was that much better.
Great Scott.
Great Scott. Christopher Lloyd was the best guy in the episode. He's totally the best guy in the episode. And then when they finally go through 95% of the episode, they finally get to meeting up with the other Mandalorians. And it is only then that Din goes, oh, yeah, that thing that happened 4 episodes ago, it turns out the sword is actually yours. That only comes up now? All of us, all of you guys at home, all of us, we all figured that out when Bo-Katan showed up in the caverns and killed the guy that took out Din. There it is. We all knew it. But only now. So it was incredibly anticlimactic, right? Because when they set that up in Mandalorian Season 2, when Moff Gideon reveals that, you beat me and got the sword, and now that's a problem for her, and you go to Bo-Katan's face and she's super mad because the only way you can't give it to her, the only way she can get it now is by beating you in combat. And it set up what we felt was going to be this big story, even as they start working together, that at some point they're going to have to resolve this, right? They set all this up and it was a great setup. And then it was, oh, wait a minute. Now, oh, sorry, let me do this. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, the sword is yours. Here you go. And he hands her the sword, and that's it. That was the big resolution to this huge plot point that they set up in the previous season. By the way, I see some people complaining about the action in the fight. I thought the fight was quite good.
Just wait till he goes to Tatooine to talk to Boba Fett next episode.
What do you think about this, Boba Fett? Do you got any Jawas around? We haven't seen enough of them. How's that biker gang of yours going? How's the Vespa crew going?
Still kicking.
Remember to shake her hand. Number 1 rule of combat. Shake her hand.
I don't know. And I feel bad because none of it was the directing fault. Like that, listen, John Favreau wrote that script himself. It's the first credit came out, I'm like, who wrote this thing? And it was like written by John Favreau. I'm like, oh man. And you know what? It's funny because my favorite director in the Mandalorian verse, if you will, my favorite director in the Mandalorian verse, Bryce Dallas Howard. Like you could tell she was trying to spin gold out of straw. She was trying. But I mean, that script was so bad that there was nothing she could do. I mean, it's like, Ray, I think it was like, man, I don't know why she just didn't turn that episode down. We said before the show started.
Money.
Look, there are still 2 episodes left. And I still think this is a season. If they nail the final 2 episodes, I know. I'm sounding overly. There's only 3 left. If they can nail the final 3,
only 5 minutes left.
If they nail these last 5 minutes, if they crush these last 5 minutes, this season could be saved.
I mean, we said that with Obi-Wan. We said that with Boba Fett.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe the Mandalorian ended on that handoff to Luke.
I mean, look. You had to keep the story going forward. I'm just like, what's going on? What's going on? Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? They can still nail the landing, guys. 2 episodes left. What did you think about last night's episode of The Mandalorian? I thought it was maybe the worst episode of the series. I think it might have been the worst episode of the series. I don't know. Maybe you loved it. You know, I read one article on one of the outlets that I love that wrote, Mandalorian, finally, with episode 6, they get things back on track. I'm like,
April Fools.
Did we watch the same show?
April 1st.
No, maybe you guys at home watch it and you loved it. That's awesome. That's the beautiful thing about the art, man, is it hits us all in different ways. For me, it just didn't
hits
work.
in the nuts.
Or sometimes it hits you right in the nuts. Anyway, guys, whatever you guys think, jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. If saving more and spending less is one of your top goals for 2023, why are you still paying insane amounts of money every month for your phone bill? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know I made the switch over to Mint Mobile a while ago. The process couldn't have been easier, and I can't believe that I am spending less than a third of what I was spending on one of the other major carriers before. By going online only and eliminating the traditional costs of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk, text, and high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and switch easily in minutes with eSIM. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.